You.
Welcome to Moe's!
Moe's!
Welcome to Fun Friday!
Burritos.
Well, that's it. We got it. All right. We are live on Fit Friday. Thank you for joining us.
Couple shout outs ahead of time. Thank you so much today to Angelo, the head strength conditioning coach of Seton Hall University, for podcasting with me at Shared Universe. If you haven't checked out the live recorded feed now on Facebook, just scroll right below this one. And after you see that amazing photo of Beauty Brains Brawn here, it should be right below that. Give it a week. Ton of show notes. Crap ton of show notes will be there. Photos, more video. Definitely check that out. Also, thank you to Mr. Brightside. I just got off his podcast out of Canada. That will be released September 7th.
Mark your calendars.
There was another podcast today. The Digital Introvert. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast again this morning. I will release that. Check that out. But subscribe to The Digital Introvert, and that would be good. We have a fun topic, but before we get into that fun topic, we've got
Taste test.
drinks. So thank you to Ming Chen over at A Shared Universe. Ming, check out his show, Comic Book Men. That is on AMC.
That sounds right.
Yep, AMC. It's a USQ production. The all about comic book guys in Red Bank. And yeah, Kevin Smith is in it, doing his thing. You know, Jay and Silent Bob, they're doing their thing in there, and Ming is amazing. So this here is out of New Jersey. It's a company called Altru. We've got peach mango steam. Oh, excuse me. It's a antioxidant electric. I'm done. Holy jeez. An electric beverage. An electrolyte.
Electric.
Infused water beverage. There is glutathione in here, which Ming heard me talking about and was like, hey, glutathione.
There you go.
We also have here coconut jackfruit.
Oh, it's all mine.
The
Interesting.
Jackoff 5000. Get it.
It's shaped like a shape weight.
Shake weight.
Is it carbonated?
No. Peach mango steam, which one's that?
Mango chamoya.
Good luck.
So we got some Chernobyl, we got mango steam, and we got the Jackoff 5000. All right.
Natural caffeine. Ooh, 40 milligrams of flow from green tea and guarana.
I will give you some natural functionized air. I will give you some natural functionized air, and if you'd like to pour, we'll test these.
Is this unsalted?
I hope so. My sodium levels are sky high.
It's all salt. All right, so here's the mango.
We have-
Mango Chernobyl?
5 calories, 35 milligrams of potassium, 8 grams of carbs, 7 are erythritol, so only 1-ish gram of actual carbs,
Mango.
0 protein, 15% vitamin C, 4% magnesium.
Serving one per bottle?
And I'll put the link up if I can find the link on here.
Serving
So
is 2 per container.
2 Mango Chernobyl.
kids will love that.
So
It's actually-
mango-y.
I think you love mango.
No, I don't. But I'm gonna finish it.
Non-alcoholic.
Yet?
Yet. If anyone's interested in joining us, we are going over to the that's
Telling you, the directions are awesome.
we're going over to the distillery in a little bit after this.
Yeah.
So if you want to meet the crew, come on over and you can buy us a drink. Next one, we're going to go to Peach Mango Steam.
Well, I want that.
I'm sure you do.
More mango?
Mango Steam.
Hey,
DMB?
sure. Thank you. I like the other one more.
I like that one more.
These are both really good. I gotta say,
Definitely like the peach one more.
I don't drink juice in the morning anymore,
No.
but since there's
Glutathione?
I gotta check the. I want to do a glucose test on myself after drinking this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
as long as there's none, I would actually start drinking these in the morning.
Delicious.
I gave up orange juice a long time ago with all the sugar alcohol spike. Not alcohol spike. That is when that's when it goes good in your fridge and becomes a screwdriver.
Those are the best.
Right.
Coconut.
This
Coconut.
is our coconut Jackoff 5000.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
jackhammer.
I love how the Get smaller and smaller. Like you're sample sizing.
My breakfast is about to get larger and larger.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This is the coconut jackfruit. All the macros are the same.
At least for me.
Each one's still my favorite. Followed by this one.
This is a tropical cocktail.
I need some Malibu.
This
I like that.
This actually would go great with Malibu.
Yeah, it would.
And ice and blend it up and a little.
There's my
coconut.
morning.
This would be really good with that. So,
Thank you
Ming,
for the mixers.
thank you very much. Not the mixers. Actually, at the podcast studio, they do have
I think
mixers.
I got everything at the podcast studio.
So here you are, out of New Jersey. So shop local, Dayton, New Jersey. Altru Brands. It's good.
I like it.
Good. 25 milligrams glutathione.
Beautiful.
Ah, now they put the keto tag on
Hey,
there. Drink Altru is their Facebook and Instagram. So
There you go.
I
Try
like
something new.
absolutely.
see what other flavors they have. Why not?
Those are delicious.
Let's have fun
Time
because
to rant.
this is going to be a DMB rant. So what are you looking up? What
So-
specifically were you looking up?
Initially, I thought a good topic for this would be talk about how to help things like the freshman 15. You know, people go to school. It's very common people gain weight, and they're going to look up some ideas and mostly statistics to get ideas of how much people gain weight. And I was going to compare it to quarantine 15s. I've heard that as a term thrown out there for people gaining weight in quarantine. So as I was going through statistics, I ran across an article that I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It just pissed me off.
So
It really did. So it came down to the title was called, it was like 7 reasons why not to lose your quarantine 15. And anyone who knows me or those who are going to find out real soon, that just angered me. To me, it was very nonsensical, but I want to go through this in a, just call it an organized manner, where I agree with all 7 of these topics if you flip it for reasons why you should lose the weight. And that's really where I'm going to go into this.
We can get a lot of angry people up on here. I'm just saying.
We certainly
And that's
could.
fine. I'll defend my opinion where it's coming. I've got facts, science, and a bend back to opinion. Science, all to. And I don't mind if people disagree with me. Others can be wrong. It's okay.
All right. So here's a disclaimer. Anything said or heard on this show has nothing to do with Functionised, its heirs,
Individual
successors, and or assigns at all. All right.
All right, that's a good start.
Rant on.
So let's start with
Or Jim.
Let's start the pleasantries first. It makes sense that a lot of us have gained weight over quarantine.
Yeah.
I have not.
You said
I have
us.
not.
I haven't
It was
either.
a general.
I actually lost some weight.
Me too.
Yeah.
Burgers. So, but it does. I can see why. Like psychologically, it makes a lot of sense. People are feel a lot more anxiety, and has led to depression. You know, anxiety and stress. A lot of people lost their job, or their job schedules changed. They're working from home now. They can't go out. There's not much, depending on where you are. There's not too much fun things to do. Like it's really hard to get out and do anything. We're stuck indoors with our loved ones, which that drives us crazy over time for the majority. Obviously, not these two. And then the biggest thing I hear people complain about why they gained weight, because I love asking why. It's going to get into people's minds. Is the biggest answer I've told.
You like screwing with people.
I
That's
like getting in your
that's
minds. Biggest thing I hear people say is that the gyms are closed, and that's why they've gained weight.
They didn't go to the gyms in the first place.
Bingo.
Well, some people did, Jim. Not most of us. So it came up 18%.
Just because you drove to the gym and you went inside,
Oh, she's off on.
It
Cool,
does
she's so
not
close.
mean that you go to the gym, that you're doing anything physically active to better your health and well-being. I can go to the gym and sit in the sauna, or I could go to the gym and just stand around and take pictures of myself, proving I was at the gym but never lift a freaking thing.
But you do go in the sauna and take pictures of yourself.
I know, but that's after I actually physically do things. I'm just saying.
Only 18% of people go to the gym regularly, and when I looked what they define regularly as, it's even more.
18%.
Yes, and their regularly is 104 days out of the year, meaning twice a week.
Which is less than the recommended 3 days a week of
Right.
actually doing a regimented program on those days.
Correct. So 18% of people are going to the gym at least twice a week, but 76% of the population has gained weight over quarantine. I'm not buying into the gym people.
And they were not doing the ARX at the gym those 2 days, were they?
Probably not.
Because the gym doesn't have the ARX.
We didn't close.
But we
Give me a little
do.
time, people. But
People lost a lot of weight when they were with us, didn't they?
we have. I mean, she'll love this because of the video, but Kristen, great example. She lost over 20 pounds during quarantine. And all she did was come here, 4 or 5 days a week and talk to us.
Mhm.
Well, she came here to the Fit Lab 4 or 5 days a week, and for nutrition, she talked to us. Let me change the way it came out.
So talking burns calories. Huh?
It certainly can.
But so other reasons why people gain weight really just came down to, for the most part, laziness and just being more depressed, going into convenience. People have been cooking less but baking more, because if they went to at first with we'll call it the grocery scarcity that happened, especially the first month, it was all, I'll call it the middle aisles were empty,
Completely.
and then the
Like
baking
there's
aisles.
so many fruits and vegetables.
That was so funny.
I mean,
That was, yeah.
cookies, again, all the middle
Stuff
processed
that you would
food.
never buy or eat in the first place. What are you stocking up for? You didn't eat it then. Why are you going to eat it now? Just saying.
And then baking, flour and yeast were always out. And then occasionally, like less meat was always the easier to cook meat, your chops, your ground meat. Find a whole chicken easily. So really, people started cooking more, but they
They
also
lazy
weren't cooking
cooked.
healthily.
They were lazy cooking.
And then ordering out has increased significantly, where pretty much every delivery service app, Grubhub,
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats, thank you, they've all
DoorDash.
increased 10 to 15% in sales.
And I've
So
never used any of them.
we're stuck at home and we're ordering out more. That almost blows my mind.
Are you really stuck at home though?
And then to go back to the
Oh, are you
whole,
going there? This is not that.
we can make this 8 shows. So I'm going to jump back real quick with the whole gyms are closed thing. Is that if you want to exercise, let's say you're not close enough to come here to Functionised, you're out of state, you don't need a gym to exercise. You don't need a gym to get in shape. If we had no access to the Fit Lab or anything, I promise you, we would still. I'm going to talk for you guys here. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll still exercise.
I still would. I
We'll
exercise in
find
the blizzard
methods
in the
for it.
garage.
You did. We should pull that video up. You
Yeah.
exercising in the middle of the
I
blizzard.
did a whole CrossFit workout in the garage in the blizzard.
So I mean, does it make it a little bit
Took you like
harder?
12 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, so it'll make it a little bit harder, complicated, whatever, but it's still just an excuse.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you can walk around the neighborhood.
Mhm.
If you don't have a neighborhood, you can walk around your house, up and down the stairs. If you don't have that, you can walk around the house.
There's push-ups. There's walls you
If
can
you're-
sit against.
If you're in an
there's
apartment complex, you can walk
sit-ups.
up and down the stairs and around the unit. I mean, there's so many places.
Any way that you can incorporate exercise.
Or I'll bring up my Pennsylvania roots. Is when I went home last at
Another
6
word.
in the morning. I hear that all the time once I
I've heard that
moved here.
before.
I
Yeah.
never heard that till I
I
moved
don't
here.
even.
I've only
I've
heard.
never
I've heard Jersey people call it Pennsylvania as well.
That's-
But, yeah.
I've never
But,
heard that.
I remember my mom looking at me and telling me I was nuts. At 6 in the morning, there was nothing to work out at home. We don't have equipment, but we have tires in the back for a gun range and a bunch of logs. So what did I do? I was launching tires in my head, jumping over logs, and I still got my workout in. You don't need a gym. Be active, eat sensibly. If you don't know how to do that, contact us. We'll tell you. Let's get to this damn list. Unless
think
there's
this
anything
is
else
the
you
list.
want to add.
Oh.
It is. I don't know if you want us to shout out the 7 and watch me roll my eyes, and we'll go one at a time, or just piece them in.
You forgot alcohol.
We never forget alcohol.
Sort of.
Other reason why weight has increased through quarantine is we're drinking more. Is this a generalized we? Or
It is
I've been
a-
drinking less.
I think
Haven't
we've
been
actually
allowed
been
to.
drinking less
We have been drinking.
Yeah, we
in quarantine, mainly because the bars aren't open to actually go sit and watch games and drink for hours on that.
But liquor sales have increased.
Yes, they have.
Hard liquor by about 75%, wine by 66%, beer by I think 42%, and Jim is having an aneurysm.
How do you memorize those numbers? This is what I'm saying.
I read it.
Yeah, but like,
Isn't that called learning?
once-
You read something, it sticks in your mind, you regurgitate it, learning, teaching. I'm great with numbers, Jim. We talked about this earlier.
yeah, treasure. Online alcohol sales
Increased by 225%.
Woo!
Boom.
That's pretty amazing.
I
Not bad for
Gold
this
star for
dyslexic
Dr. Mike.
didn't read it. If I was reading it, I would have fudged up every one of those. Honestly, I would have.
All right, 7 reasons.
Here we go, folks. Here we go.
So obesity is a large health concern. Will we all agree, everybody? Obesity is a health concern.
If you don't agree, you disagree with the World Health Organization, every political party that's in there. It just is.
So adding weight to your already unhealthy habits is worse, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
All right, cool. So number 1.
Again, these are
You want me to
7
you want me to
reasons.
just call it off and you can rant about it? Because it seems like tonight's a rant.
It's completely random
All right.
work. So again, this is
Number
7
1.
reasons someone else said you should not lose your 15-pound, your quarantine weight gain. And I disagree. So let's go ahead.
Number 1, dieting is not without health risks.
If you
Here we
do
go.
something
I know.
a very dumb diet, you might have some health risks.
We talked
Like,
about those.
We talked
too.
about a lot of these
We
dumb
did.
diets. There's so many angles on this one. So if you're doing something sensible, changing to a healthy lifestyle, there shouldn't be any health risk. If there are, maybe we could put our minds together, come up with a rare scenario to create a health risk situation that affects maybe 1 out of every couple billion people. But someone stating that dieting can cause health risks, so they're supporting gaining more weight and staying heavier, blows my mind, because obesity is considered the number 1 detriment to all health risks. All health risks. So the idea that losing weight or trying to go on to a healthy regimen is going to hinder your health as opposed to keeping weight gain or gaining more weight, to me is just insane.
It's bass backwards, folks.
It is very bass backwards. I do not get it. I was trying to even think of ways to defend this one, and there's worse ones on here than this one, in my opinion. And just, no. If you do something very ridiculous, like do a Twinkie-only diet, there might be some health complications, depending on how bad your lifestyle was beforehand. If it was Twinkies and deep-fried ice cream, maybe it'll be better for you, and I still wouldn't worry
Fried
about...
Twinkies.
It's a Jersey Shore thing.
I would not worry about health risks from trying to make yourself healthier. If you're really concerned about doing something that could hurt yourself more than the weight that's being put on, contact us or some other competent medical professional that won't tell you to stay at home and continue gaining weight for health.
Someone's going to contact you and yell at you. All right, number 2. Rarely do diets work in the long run. I actually agree with this.
I agree with this one. I don't agree with it as a reason to not try to better your health. But you're right. Diets generally don't work in the long term because they are made typically to make money from the person that's selling you the diet plan. Again, we've been on this so many times, but again, that's not a reason to not try to be healthy. Don't go on a diet then. Change your lifestyle to something that makes sense, that you can maintain, exercise sensibly, eat sensibly. Again, if you don't know what it is, message us. We'll help you.
Number 3. Weight cycling is bad for you. Oh, weight cycling, like going up? So that's part of a cycle. What
It
goes
is
up and up
possible.
should come down, but it often doesn't come down, but it could come down. So they're saying if your weight goes up, then
Just
you
keep
shouldn't
it
cycle back
going
down,
up.
so just keep it there?
That's what I gathered. My big thing on this related to that one was, who the hell mentioned anything about you should be constantly cycling your weight?
No, it is.
Cycling means going up and down repetitively. Yeah, that's not the healthiest thing. Long term, going up and down a lot of weight, which there are a lot of those, they call them yo-yoers, that go up 20 to 100 pounds every couple of years.
Yo-yo diet.
That is not the healthiest. I can still easily contest that would be healthier than gaining and holding on to 20 or 50 pounds. But again, don't cycle your weight. That is not the best method. Again, pick a health. This is going to sound like a broken record already. Pick a healthy lifestyle, stick to it, and just lose and then maintain your weight. There's no reason to go up and down.
Fantastic.
So I thought that was a little odd that was even in there. So yeah, don't cycle your weight. Start losing if you start having a fallback or hit a wall or you have a rough patch. Fine. Find someone who will always be there to help you get through it so you don't go up and down weight. But there's not a reason to not try to make yourself healthier.
Number 4. You're actually more likely to sustain healthy habits if you don't focus on your weight.
This is another one I agree with, but not in the terms that the author meant.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Oh, no, talk. Your turn. Go.
Okay, so
Let my blood pressure lower for a minute.
all right, you settle yourself down. Okay, so read that to me again so that I can formulate.
A thought.
No,
Quit being so cheeky.
Number 4.
I'm not gonna.
You're actually more likely to sustain healthy habits if you don't focus on your weight.
You have to focus on a goal. So I'm gonna say that first. You will never get to a specific number per se, but if you don't have an idea of where you want to be, then you're never gonna know when you get close to that goal. So I'm not gonna completely disagree with that, but I don't agree with it either.
Well, similar, I was going to go with it. It has been proven through psychological studies, people who focus on their weight do have a harder time losing weight. Likely, it's due to the cortisol and stress release that they get from constantly paying attention.
It's the obsessive compulsive disorder that kicks in when you stick on just the number. But if you say, I want to be in a range of 130 to 140 pounds, okay, when you get closer to that, that gives you more internal motivation to keep going towards that goal. So it's all about setting those smart, specific goals, inching you closer. If you just say, I want to lose weight, well, you're not going to lose weight at all because then you have nothing to get to.
Well, another method I like doing is focusing on a related goal that's not the weight. Like go for a pant size or something, where you still know you're going in the right direction. You don't have to worry about that number on the scale.
But it's still a number.
Go buy an outfit that is a size or 2 below, and
your goal is
have it there in your closet. You're going to fit into that one. And don't buy any new fat clothes.
Because we actually talked about this, I think it was last week, of with my history of anorexia, the way I got over it was I didn't focus on the weight, I focused on the weight that I was lifting.
Yep.
Again, it just changed my focus. It was the same goal. So yeah,
Shifting
I'll
into
agree
mindsets.
with this. So yeah, focusing on the weight is not the best method. But again, it's not a reason to not try to get healthier.
Number 5. Your body image struggles are a brain issue, not a body issue.
Yeah, Shantae. One, I guess.
Everything's a brain issue because you all have one, okay? Okay.
This one I can agree with on some points, but when we talk about body issues, body dysmorphia, and we talked about this just last week. These are generally the people that are athletic and thinner, not overweight and obese, that have these body image issues. Not always, but overall. It does come down to a brain issue. She said everything's a brain issue. I think it's nerve pain. Everything's nerve pain. I'm getting rambled in my own thoughts. So, though it is a brain issue, not a body issue, one, I don't see why that's a reason to why you should maintain the weight that you gain. Go ahead and defend that. Give me a reason on that one, please.
There's not a reason to maintain the weight that you've gained.
So, okay, let's say even it is a brain issue because we're addicted to eating, or we're addicted to, that's probably the biggest example, I don't need to be addicted to not exercising, but let's even go say it's a brain issue because you're addicted to something. That's great. If you need to talk to someone about a psychological approach to help,
Beauty Brains Braun.
Wait,
She's our resident PhD.
then go that method. I think because I read the paragraphs under this with the author, and what they were going to is the idea of people focus too much on being too thin, and that's unhealthy. Yes, being 50 pounds underweight is unhealthy, just like being 50 pounds overweight is unhealthy. If you've gained 50 pounds during quarantine, I don't think that this is you that we're talking about where it's a body dysmorphic image issue. And if it is, that's a better reason to try to figure out how to get back to where you want to be. That sounds like a goal to me. So go for it.
Number 6. We need a war on
I
weight
quit.
stigma.
I'm done this
Not a
one.
weight stigma. Didn't Mother Teresa once say, I will never go to an anti-war rally. I will go and spread peace, though. I will go to a peace rally on the positive, not an anti. So
change the connotation.
we need a war
That's
on
a
the
really
stigma of
strong
weight,
word.
not on obesity.
So first, the stigma of weight. I'm making an assumption. is that talking about like the fat shaming approach. Okay, I don't think we should focus on that, but you got to focus on obesity. I mean, it's the biggest health issue right now in our country, and it's probably on the top one worldwide.
Yeah.
How about we focus on body image? An image that is not obese.
Right. It doesn't have to be super athletic. It doesn't have to be that you can count the ribs and play the xylophone on you. But yeah, not obese. I think would be great. Trying to touch on
Get
this
yourself. Look at the BMI
I
scale.
was just gonna say
Get yourself a 24 on the scale and call it a day.
Yeah, I think that would be a much better approach to it because I think there's an exact opposite of what I think the author here meant with like this stigma of how do they phrase that? Stigma of weight or size. It concerns you on a health approach that there's a lot of defense of against like fat shaming and fat pride or obese pride, however they want to label it. And if you're comfortable in your own skin and you want to do that, personally, it doesn't affect me. But do realize that is not healthy. You're setting yourself up for a shorter health span at least. And that's why I think we should very much continue the fight on obesity because it is the leading of, again, all
it's
health
preventable.
It's very practical.
It's preventable.
Healthcare costs go way down. Taxes that can go down on that one.
And then I've had people defend that statement by saying, well, I have a thyroid problem, or I've got diabetes, or I have these health issues. They can make losing weight more difficult. However, almost all of them came from what you were doing in the first place that made yourself unhealthy and overweight. Which the good news on that is usually, depending on how far you are into the condition, they're reversible.
We can fix that.
So it's focus on making yourself healthy. If you don't know what healthy is, talk to us. We'll help you go through it, get you to where you want to be, make sure it's realistic for you.
Number 7.
Can we get there?
You deserve to experience joy at every size. I fully agree with this. I should be happy when I'm a baby, and at like 5 years old, and 10 years old, and at now my age of 30 years old. I should be joy at every size, 6 foot.
He is a 6 foot joy.
Thankfully, you just ruined any rant I had because honestly, I could not find any way to defend this one. I could. So I really like your approach on that one.
Thank you.
Age. I think, again, what I was doing is just piggybacking on the last one of be happy with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, make the changes to make yourself happier. If part of that is you're not happy with how much you weigh, whether it's you want to lose weight or gain weight. Because we have people here in the Fit Lab, they're trying to gain weight. We have a couple of them. And that's fantastic. We're helping them through and getting them the progress that they want. So just find out, make yourself happy, whatever that means. Do realize that if you're choosing to be way too thin or you go on the other spectrum, that there are health consequences with it. If you don't know what they are, talk to us. We'll fill you in on what's likely to happen based on the path that you're going and the path that you want. So yes, deserve to be happy no matter what size you are. I do not have those next statistics memorized. So I don't even remember what.
I'll read it over for you.
Slacker.
So during the so-called quarantine, the self-quarantine that people decided to put themselves in.
Which I just read another article on there, Chiropractor magazine, that said it's not a quarantine, it's a. Did you read that one?
No, you're
Self-grounding.
Oh no. Like
say it loud.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the exact terminology. It's a quackertine.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Because you said it correctly. It's been self-quarantine.
Right. It's a choice people have made. During this choice, 70% of individuals say they gained weight. 70%.
That's
That's a lot.
Which is probably means it's more than that. Because in general, we're not everyone's going to declare something negative.
76% say their schedule changed, causing stress and anxiety.
I agree to the stress and anxiety.
Oh, this one's terrible.
Eating.
46% say they wear only sweats and yoga pants.
You've
given up on life at this point.
And this is I know several people like this. So I think the next one's like 24% of people admit that they don't remember last time they wore pants. Which I laughed when I read that.
I was trying to go pantsless for this broadcast, but
he was this close, folks. This close.
70% say they've been eating comfort foods and snack when bored.
So
daily.
Comfort foods. I mean,
Depending where
generally,
you're from.
usually, yeah, it changes, but usually it means something that's highly processed, heavy in carbs, sugar, or fat, depending. But they're usually not the best types of fat. Like when I first think of comfort food, I think of chorizo and mac and cheese, like 5 different cheeses and as much pasta and all the garlic bread with it.
Mhm.
Southern, you probably have a slightly different thought.
Fried chicken, mashed potatoes,
Cornbread.
cornbread. There you go.
So yeah, people are cooking more, but
Oh
we're
man,
eating less healthy than we were.
gravy.
Oh jeez. Ugh.
Beach cobbler.
I'll never get over gravy. That was one of my things.
The thing that I never really understood is when I came up here and they're calling like spaghetti sauce gravy, and I'm like, that's not gravy. That's like spaghetti
never
sauce.
do that. That's weird.
Red sauce.
It's Italian
It's not-
people. Italian thing.
Gravy is white, and it goes on biscuits.
White.
Yes.
Gravy is brown.
No.
And it goes on meat. and
No,
potatoes.
no. Okay, well you do not know my gravy.
Amish gravy's gray, so we got the mix in between. I'll go white or gray. Brown, like I know where you're going.
No brown.
That's
That's a
fake.
hot roast.
That's fake
like
gravy.
that's not.
Fake gravy.
No, that's yeah.
Fascinating.
I was actually yelled at last week, or maybe it was this week, by an Italian, Danny, saying that she was talking about gravy on pasta. I'm like, that sounds disgusting. And then that's when I learned
I
just
totally
recently
get
about
it. It does sound
like-
disgusting. Biscuits and gravy, folks. Okay.
So, other than asking your competent medical professionals at Functionised how to reverse all this change and burn your sweatpants and find something else to wear,
yoga
You
pants.
better not be naked. I'm just saying.
not at this point. So, what else can you do?
The good news is weight gain is reversible. Is that sarcastic enough?
You could take those sweatpants and walk around the neighborhood.
Great approach, actually.
Get up off the couch. Maybe wash the dishes by hand. Just little bitty things.
Everything that you've done has made you
brush
gain
your
weight.
teeth.
Do the opposite.
Because when you're feeling depressed and you're feeling like there's nothing worth living for, and you don't shower and you don't do your hair, take a shower, put on some makeup, put on a decent pair of clothes, and you will actually start to feel better. You're going to start to feel like yourself, and that's going to carry on into other things.
Open up the windows. There's actually light in the house because that's happened a lot to people. They're
Get the
closing
good
off.
air in.
Yes.
Guys, shave. It's okay. You make you feel a million times better. Everybody, brush your teeth. It sounds crazy that people wouldn't in the first place, but brush your teeth in the morning, brush your teeth at night, floss, rinse, have good care. Pretend you're about to get married or meet the Queen of England or something like that, and prepare like that every single day.
You
Make
will
this
feel
a habit.
better. You'll get
Feel
less
amazing.
depressed. Stress will bother you less, and it'll be easier for you to make the decisions that you probably already know you shouldn't.
And when you feel like you don't have decisions to make because you're being told what you can and cannot do, that's when you turn it inside and you start to focus on the things that you actually can control, which is what you're eating, what you're doing, what you're watching, what you're talking about with your kids. All of these things build up your value and help you make better choices.
1000%.
Good roundup.
Yes.
I didn't pop a blood vessel, so I'm good.
I'm going to the distillery.
Can I go?
Oh yeah, I'm putting you on my shoulder and I'm taking you.
Giddy up. Okay.
Check it out.
It's Friday.
We're gone.
Functionized.com/keto.html for all the important fun updates from Florida. They'll be going up this week, and
In a little over a week, I
continue.
start phase 3, eating organic and grass-fed meat only. I'm looking forward to this one. I was really looking forward to the first time, but I think it was because something new. So I'm not looking forward to this as much, but my health is. That was rough.
We had a good workout today on the ARX.
It looked like I was a healthy person again, pushing numbers more than a hemophilic child.
We did.
It was bad last
And
time.
for all the show notes from tonight and every Healthy Happy Hour and Fun Friday, check out functionized.com/hhh.html. That's functionized.com/hh.html. And I'm going to be outie. All right, so your mad scientist here. Thank you for joining us. I'm out.
Peter Brains Braun is out.
That leaves me as Dr. Mike, and I'm out.
Thank you, everybody.
Goodbye.
Other side.
Wah, wah.